My name is Basilio MaCalino, Mac for short,
Yeah.
Basilio. Middle initial Mac, MAC. Last name MaCalino,
N-A or M?
MACALINO.
Uh-huh. Well, when were you born?
December 5th, 1935.
Ah, you're still young.
I'm going to be 80 this year.
Yeah, still young.
Yeah.
All other Korean War veterans, they are
Yeah.
85.
Well, I'm not too much behind.
So where were you born?
I was born in Paia, Maui.
Maui,
Yes,
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
I love Maui.
Well, I seen the Pearl Harbor bomb when I was about 6, 7 years old.
Wow. Tell me about it.
Well, as a youngster, all I seen is the jet planes coming down,
Speak up.
bombing Pearl Harbor, and all I could see is black smokes and the plane and the noise, the bombs that hit Pearl Harbor, and I didn't know what was going on. And I heard people say we're being attacked in Pearl Harbor. From what I understand, they came in from Schofield Barracks, low at Lulule. They call it Lulule, the two mountains that's like a V,
Yeah?
and they passed low into the V.
You saw that.
No, I didn't see that, but I heard about it after.
And did you know there was Japanese attack?
I could see the plane, you know, the red flag that they got on the plane.
Yeah, yeah.
And I could see the pilot.
You could see the
I could
pilot.
see the pilot because they were flying low. See, as they bombed Pearl Harbor, they flew, and I guess they passed my way where I could see them. And I didn't know what was going on.
So, what high school did you graduate when?
I didn't graduate actually. I went up to the 8th grade.
8th grade.
8th grade.
Yeah.
But because I was sort of like a troubled kid, I had to join the service and get out of the islands.
When did you join the service?
February 12, 1953.
Oh, that's so you knew that there was a Korean War broke out.
Yeah, I was in that particular time when I went to training boot camp in San Diego.
When did you go?
February 12, 1953.
San
I
Diego.
went to San Diego boot camp. After the boot camp, I went straight to Camp Pendleton, California, Oceanside. When I got through with my training, I went straight to Korea.
So you joined the army, right?
No, I was in the Marine Corps.
You were in the Marine Corps. I'm sorry. And what was your specialty?
I was a supply.
So when did you leave for Korea? Do you remember?
Right after the training.
So must be like March, April.
Somewhere around there.
And what did you do after you arrived in Korea? Where did you arrive?
I was in Ascom City, Korea, in the 1st Marine Division.
But where did you arrive? Incheon?
Incheon. Yes.
Incheon.
We made a few stops in Sasebo. From Sasebo, we went straight to Incheon.
Uh-huh. So how was the scene in Incheon? Was it?
It was something new to me. All I seen was dirt, nothing. I seen rice paddies that what I was told they were using human waste,
Yep.
human waste for the vegetables.
Yeah.
And the vegetables was nice and clean and healthy. And the smell didn't agree with me.
How about Korean people? Were they looking okay or?
Yeah, they were looking okay. It was something new to me that I didn't really visualize what was going on in there. But as I worked there, we were more or less in the supply department there, where I used to sew shoes, make zippers on the shoes, fix the shoes, and do some wear and tear, turning in, boxing it up, and send it to the Army quartermaster in Yeongdong-po.
So you were based on Seoul?
Say again?
Were you based on Seoul?
I was based in Ascom City.
Ascom City, yeah.
Ascom City. But I had to make runs to make supplies up to the 38 and wherever they designated me to go. I was sort of like a shotgun on the truck.
So you were driving?
No, I was just a shotgun by the side. And we were shot at. Some snipers just shooting at us. And I was scared as hell.
How many times were you shot at?
I would say about 3 times since I've been going to Yeongdong-po, Busan, up to 38.
So those are the guerrillas actually left over, right?
Right. Yeah.
Man.
They said it was war was almost over and all that, but they were still shooting. So that's gonna scare me.
So when did you leave Korea actually?
I left in, I think it was ending of 54, 55. I had to go back to Hawaii because there was a death in the family. And the Red Cross got hold of me and they sent me home. So I flew over to Iwakuni. I stayed there in transit for overnight and I flew to Midway.
Midway, yes.
We had refueled in Midway, then we landed in Hickomfield.
So tell me about your life at Ascom City. Where did you sleep? What did you eat? How was the living condition and so on?
Living condition was something new to me because we didn't have any fresh milk. We didn't have no fresh eggs. And we ate in a picnic table. You know how the picnic table looked like?
Yeah.
And
Lucky you. You had a table. No, many soldiers didn't have any.
Because I was in the supply. And we supplied all this food and the wear and tear of the gear.
You didn't have a hot meal?
No, we had a hot meal. But then I hated sauerkraut. You know, that sauerkraut with that hot dog, I used to hate that.
Wow.
Other than that, I just have to live what I had to eat. And it was really good.
Where did you sleep? Was it consent?
No, it wasn't a concert hut, and it wasn't a tent. It was a shut-up concrete building.
Uh-huh.
And right next to us was the helicopter squadron. The helicopter flew over us from there.
So what was the most difficult thing during the service in Korea to you?
coming from Hawaii, the cold
Yeah.
and the heat. I couldn't stand the heat and I couldn't stand the cold. It was so cold that it was something like 40 degrees below zero.
I know. It's damn cold.
And tell you the truth, I hardly took a shower.
What?
Because it was too cold. Maybe the third day, third day, then I took a shower there.
You had a hot water?
No hot water. It was outside. When you have to use the latrine, it's just covered about 3 feet around you, and you're in the snow, and you're using the latrine right there.
And you did a cold water shower during the winter?
Sometimes we have hot water, sometimes we don't. And when it's available, I guess people use it,
Were there Korean boys working in your unit?
Yeah, they were houseboys.
Houseboys. Remember anybody?
They used to take out the honeycomb, if you know what I mean,
Yeah,
and burn it on the outside.
yeah.
And they used to do some work around, which I'm not familiar with the job.
Any boy that you really cared?
Yeah, there were some Koreans. They were really nice, and they obliged in doing your work. And I kind of miss them in a way. They were there, always there, to help.
How much were you paid at the time? Do you remember?
$80-something, $87 a month. From what I hear, they got more than what I had now.
So what did you do with that money?
The money, I used to send it home, and I used to build it up in my account. And I had to do what I have to do. But it wasn't enough to, do what you want to do. It was hard time,
Yeah.
Not enough money to spend.
Were you afraid?
Yes, in a way, I was afraid. I didn't know what was happening, what was going on. I hear that they were shooting, and they were still attacking us when you're traveling.
So you knew why you were there, right?
Yes, I knew why I was there, and I was just thinking, I hope I don't die there.
You want to get out of there as
I
one
wanted to
piece,
get
right?
out. I told myself, what am I doing here?
Did you do that?
No, I told myself.
Yeah, right. Did you talk to yourself
I
that
thought to
what the hell
myself,
am I doing
What
here?
the hell am I doing here? I should be in Hawaii, And it kind of hit me where I had all the good things when I was in Hawaii. But being in Korea, it was something different, A land where there was nothing.
So how did this your service during the Korean War, in the Korean War, affect your life after you returned from Korea?
It brought back memories of how hard when I first went into training from boot camp into the final training in Camp Pendleton, California, was inside.
Mm-hmm.
It was a different lifestyle that I just had to cope with.
Was there any positive impact upon your life after you returned from your service?
My philosophy was, I'll never get into this again.
That's good. Yeah. Nobody wants to get back to that.
Nobody wants to get back in there again.
Yeah.
You see, my time in going through, it's not like how the Marines are taking training now. It's totally different. We had a hard time going to the training.
Uh-huh.
Whenever you messed up, the whole platoon gets zapped for your doing or whatever person did wrong. We would come out in in the parade field in boot camp with full pack
Yeah.
and doing duck walk, 2 o'clock in the morning. That was our thing when we got on the wrong side.
What did you do after you returned from Korea?
I started to find a job, whatever job that I could go into.
Got it.
I went into Gas Pro and worked as a bagger, bagging hydrated lime.
Have you been back to Korea?
I wanted to go back when I heard that there was a revisit
Program, yes.
program that you can go through, but I didn't know that I had to pay extra. For my wife and I would be over $2,000
Yeah.
round trip. I made my passport and my wife's passport, and I found out that I had to pay another 1,000 or so to complete what I started. So I canceled out and I told myself, well, maybe there's another time that I can go. But I still want to go because from what I see, because I'm a Korean veteran member, that they send me magazines and all that, I see the difference. When I was there, it was all dirt, no
Right.
road, nothing. Now I see it's just like Waikiki Beach. Concrete building, roads, nice atmosphere. I was shocked. I want to go back there and see what's it all about.
How did you know? Did you look at the book?
Like I said, I'm a member, and they send me. I pay a membership where they send me the magazines.
Graybeard.
Yeah, the graveyard.
Yeah.
The
Graybeard, yes.
Graybeard.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm also in the American Legion.
American Legion. So now are you proud about your service?
I'm proud. It's because, people always sees me with my hat when I go around to the hospital or the primary. They always say, thank you for your service. And I said, you're welcome. And it made me proud because I'm one of them that was there to help.
Korea is amazing, isn't it now?
It's amazing. I couldn't believe. I look at the pictures where Waikiki is concrete jungle. I look at Korea. It's beautiful. Concrete buildings, nice atmosphere. I couldn't believe that it's what it is today.
We did it almost in 30 years.
Yeah.
Very short period of time. And out of nothing, everything completely destroyed. Now we are the 13th largest economy in the
That's
world.
what I'm saying. I said, I can't believe it. I like to go back there, but then, I'm fixed income with Social Security and pension, and not enough to, spread around. Although I live in Vegas, but I don't gamble, I don't smoke, and I don't drink no more.
So you are in the wrong place then.
I'm in the right places because it fills me up.
Good for you. You said that what the hell I was doing there in
Yeah.
Korea. Now you know that Korea came out beautifully.
Beautiful.
What is a Korea to you now? You said that you don't want to be there and you wanted to get out of there. Now Korea is the best example that we can find. And what is Korea to you now?
To me, I think that it's a world, a different world, and what they accomplish is something that you wouldn't even believe it's there now, like how other countries is. I'm surprised, and I'm happy for them that they're in that situation now. Is because we helped them.
How often do you go back to Hawaii?
I don't is because Hawaii is overpopulated.
Yeah.
You can't maneuver around. If you want to go to a shopping center or you want to go here, there, you can't because the traffic is so congested. They got too many people there now. I'm happy here because I got my sister in Los Angeles and I could travel when I just want to get out and get away from it. I go to Utah or I go to San Diego or I go to Arizona where I have nieces in Arizona that lives there.
You know that Korea is still divided, north and south.
Yes, and I'm afraid that North Korea is gearing up something that is going to make matters worse. And I just hope that it's not another war that will break out. Because it's senseless. It's senseless is because why can't South and North get together?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Do you support for reunification?
Say again?
Do you support for reunification of Korea?
Yes, I support it.
But we have a problem in North Korea. What do you think we have to do?
Just stand behind the United States and let things, follow through with that because we don't want the thing to escalate of what it is now. Because, there's a lot of tension that is coming up. And with that tension, anything can break out. I just seen in the news this morning that they're going to have a visit with Russia.
Who?
North Korea is going to get together with the Russia president to visit. Now,
Yeah, that's right.
what is the purpose? There's something, around that everybody is thinking that, hey, this is not that good.
Any other story that you forgot to tell me about your service in Korea?
Just to get along day to day, we used to drink a lot whenever we were free.
What did you drink?
Drink beer and talk stories and get together. That's about all you can do when you're in Korea.
Exactly. It was during the war and you were
Right.
scared and you were busy and yeah.
Because day to day is a different day. It's not the same every day. And being in supply, I was grateful it's because I was in the right place at the right time. If I was out in the field as an infantry,
Front line.
front line, then I wouldn't be here talking to you today.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure about that.
Did you pray?
I used to pray a lot. I hope I get home.
Did you believe in God?
Oh yes, I'm a Christian.
You are Christian. Ah. So, what did you pray during the war?
I pray that everything will be, settled down and everybody, get together again and don't get into real deep into war. That's the worst thing you can do is get into the war. It's senseless is because of what it is. The South and the North can get together. It's because the North is the one that making it all the trouble. They don't want to compromise from what I understand. They don't want to hear nothing what the South say. So how can they get together? No communication.
Right. You made the right point.
Yeah, no communication.
So you think that we continue to talk with the North Korean people?
I think there's a possibility in talking to them and keep on pushing the issue, but not really pushing where it's going to escalate.
Right. Out of your service, do you have any message to our young generations about your experience?
My experience is whenever you go into training, do the best that you can, is because the training will help you as you get into the front lines.
But these days, everybody doesn't go. I mean, only segment of the people go. They paid. It's not draft. So what is going to be your message to the people who will never be ending up in the military?
Well, if you if you love your country and you want to support your country, you got to do what you got to do. It's up to you which way you want to go. You want to defend your country. This is why you're in the service, and you will learn whatever they teaches you, and you remember when you're in the front lines, because that's the crucial point when you're in the front lines.
Right.
If you go there and not listening to your training, and you're in the front lines, you're gonna die.
That's right.
So my philosophy is that do what you have to do and do it right.
Excellent point. Any other message that you want to leave to this interview?
No, I'm just happy that I served my country. I was fortunate in where I was placed. I did my job, and I like my job is because the people that were with me and working with me, we were all doing it like we have to do, and it was fun, joking and working together. Mm-hmm. I work in the textile shop. I work in packing, issuing, packing, receiving, and issuing, and transporting. That was my main job in Ascom City, 1st Marine Division in Korea.
Yep. All right. As long as you are happy with what you've been saying, and if there's no other message, we'll end this interview here. But I want you to remember that the Korean nation never forget what you did and all other American soldiers did for us, so that we are now the 13th largest economy in the world and most vibrant democracy in Asia.
And it was real a pleasure serving for them. It's because they came out of nothing, and they showed that they can get up and do whatever they have to do and build themselves up. The country is so big now. I'm surprised. Mm-hmm. Everything is so perfect.
Mm-hmm. I hope that you can make one of these Korean visit, and hopefully the Korean government may come up with more subsidy for you.
Well, maybe they can help me out on the trip.
Yeah, that's right. Basilio, thank you so much for your fight, and we Koreans always thank you, okay? And thank you for your time.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.